Rolling. Okay, first an introduction then. What's your name, bro?
Paul Byrne.
Okay. How long you lived here?
Nearly 2 years.
Okay. How do you find it?
Better than being on the street.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I think it's a disgrace.
Why is it a disgrace?
Well, from the situation they put you in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And for what they charge, it's like draconian attitudes that they think they can shove any kind of shit. I put pieces of paper in a toilet there that I put in there 2 years ago on the floor, and it's still there.
Right. So there's no...
They do clean the toilets,
but not...
they don't go behind the door and clean the sink or wash the floor. You know, that's one thing. I've complained to the council God knows how many times about people around here from the council.
So have the council ever inspected this place?
The council come round every couple of months.
Right. So they know what it's like.
And they knock on your door and say, is everything all right?
And you say, no.
And every time they come, the last time, I've still got the letter there, they said, oh, we've heard from you and several others about the goings on here. I said, yes, so what's the use of complaining? Not never gets done. Their answer was, yes, we've heard this, we'll get you out as soon as we can. I was in here 14 months.
Yeah.
Put in by social services.
Right.
And it took them 14 months before they even acknowledged that I was in here. And they called me in after 14 months, how's things going? And after me telling them that I was suicidal and all this, I don't have any criminal records or anything like that. The morning I was going to see them, I photographed the blood all up the walls and down the stairs from the fights that was going on constantly.
Yeah.
I was sick and tired of getting people knocking on my door at 4 o'clock in the morning asking for needles and that, because they don't do drugs. But I'm going back 2 years. You wasn't here 2 years ago, so like, who's doing this interview, me or you?
It's all right. Yeah. No, he's just agreeing. He's just agreeing with you.
And it's just disgusting the way they count. You know, there's 32 people in this building.
Yeah.
And for the money that they charge the council, Baron Homes.
Oh, that's the name of the company,
oh,
isn't it?
Yes. You get a piece of paper off them downstairs, you'll get Baron Homes on the top. You won't get any address, you won't get any phone number. You go down and ask the manager, which you can't blame him for anything.
I've heard that they run 2 or 3. They're the ones who run the one in Brunswick Square.
Oh, absolutely. And if you notice now, which I did today, there's quite a few business properties of Baron Estates now, which I'm sure is the same insignia.
There was a dead body discovered at Brunswick Square yesterday.
As well.
And that was a overdose victim?
Yeah, drug overdose, yeah.
And 10 months ago, I got my money stopped because they said I was fit for work, whatever. I incurred some arrears of £100. 3 months ago, I get the notice under my door. I pay my rent fortnightly. The week I don't get paid, I get a letter under my door. Pay £20 within 7 days, otherwise we're cancelling your room. So I pays it. The next month, paid me money. The week I don't get paid, I get another letter. Pay £40 within 7 days, or get your rent, or I cancel your room. So I did. 4 weeks later, paid me rent. The week I don't get paid, pay £60 within 7 days, otherwise we're cancelling your room, which I have to go and borrow. Right. Now this is £100 that I owe. Right. When I got the one for £60, I went down and seen the manager and said, I can't afford this. I paid you 2 weeks ago my rent. You know I don't get paid this week. Blah, blah, blah. They're saying 7 days. Oh, it's nothing to do with me. It's come from head office. So I said, right. I said, well, I've just borrowed £40 off someone. I can give you £40. I said, so I'll give you £40 and I agree every 2 weeks to give you £40. £20 rent and £20 off the arrears, which can only be something like £40 anyway, because I've given him all this other money. Okay, he said, fine. Next 2 weeks, I paid my rent. Next 7 days, I get a letter. Please pay £100 immediately, otherwise we're cancelling your room.
Oh my gosh.
So I went down to the manager and said, how can you do this? You agreed with me a week ago or so that I could pay £10 a week off my arrears. I said, also, why is it £100? What's happened to all this other money that I've been paying off these arrears? Oh, nothing to do with me, it's come from head office. I said, but you agreed with me verbally that I could pay. Oh, sorry, I can't do nothing about it. So I got in touch with the council. And the council rang them up. Oh, yeah, well, you shouldn't be, you know, arrears. So I told them what had gone on with the manager. Because I had nothing in writing. There was any verbal. Nothing they could do. Now they've put my money up again. I've had to agree that on the 4th of July, I have to pay them another £80.
So where are you meant to? Where are you?
Where all these arrears are coming from? But I've got every slip that I've ever paid in here.
They're just making money. They're just money spinners.
Because every time you go down, I've done it before last year. I went, he sent me that saying you owe £60. I got down and argued it. Next day, oh yeah, you owe £40. It is the biggest fucking con. Then I found out that the woman who owns the place lives in America.
No.
From a member of staff.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Her husband had just died.
I see.
Right. Now the week that these two people from the council came, the next day I get a knock on the door. I've opened the door. There's two of the biggest bastards you've ever seen. Something like out of a gangster film. With fucking black crumbies on and everything. And he just walked straight past me. I went, what's the use of complaining? Well, I'm the owner. And he just pushed me aside and walked in. He went, and what are you going to do about these arrears? I said, well, I've sorted it out. All right, fine. And his brother, they were brothers, the other one stood outside. All right, fine. Nothing else, just turned around and walked out. It is an absolute joke.
Paul.
I'm talking about bullying tactics.
It is, isn't it?
Paul, tell him the story about...
That's what I'm saying.
Who is it?
When I pay my £10...
Come in.
When I pay my
Come
£10
in.
top up, they don't give me receipts.
What?
They don't give me receipts when I
It's
do pay
upstairs
the £10 top up.
You don't give you receipts?
No,
I've asked them, they said you don't need one. They're making money out of us.
Who said that?
Hello, mate.
No,
Have you got a light,
the
Lawrence?
staff. They said, I'll ask them for
You've
receipts.
got to. I'll show you every single receipt from day one.
The red one.
But I asked for a receipt.
The receipt
I've got a
book
black
is on the
one.
desk as you walk
Can you
in.
lend it to
I
us
asked
so
for
we'll
a
go back
receipt, you
up?
see, you don't
That's
need one.
mine.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yes you
Sorry.
do.
A black
Because you give them a receipt, you take the money, the £10 off you. Do you get your electric cards?
Yeah. Don't ask them electric though.
No, but the point is every £10 you give, he gives you 4 cards.
Yeah. He gives me quite a
Well,
few.
you should give him a receipt. That means that the money is going into the manager's pocket.
No, I mean, they're making money out of everyone, yes, trust me.
Oh, they're charging the council £27 or £28.55 per day
We
for
worked
this
out,
place.
you can get 2-bedroom house here cheaper to live in this place.
You can get a fucking mansion for what they get here. This place is earning, I worked it out a month ago.
I heard it was $270 a month, a week. A week.
It's, yeah, depending if there's 2 people or whatever.
Right.
Now I heard something about you, because he turned around to you and said it's £15 each per week. Top up.
£15 for 2.
Oh, for 2. I heard it was, well, then that's
£10
different.
for 1 and £15.
Yeah, oh, well, that's a different matter. I heard he was charging you £15 each.
No. But Pearl, tell him the story about what happened the other day, mentioning no names, but how they got into that lady's room and what...
Well, I got a friend who just moved in here, yeah. Poor cow.
I know Paul Carl.
You know who?
Did you say Paul Carl?
Said the poor cow.
Go on.
Paul Carl, I thought you said Paul
Yeah.
Carl.
All right. Let him talk. Yeah.
Mental problems and everything, but that's bye. The people who used to live in her room have now decided that when it's convenient for them, because they kept the keys, got kicked out, that him and a couple of his mates, who were all big bastards, just walk into a room, whether she's there or not, and decide to have a hit. Last night she arrived in, as they were walking out the door.
Oh my God.
And she had to go at them again.
Well, you would.
She's walked in the room, there's blood all over the fucking ceiling, there's needles all over the floor, she's pricked her fucking hand on a needle, everything else. You stole her keys, again, so they got 2 sets of keys now. I've gone down to the manager this morning at 9 o'clock and told him all about it. He said, yeah, I know who it is. I've got a reference number from the police, for the police. I'll get on to them about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've told them twice today that she's got no keys or anything else. She's having to bang the door in because she doesn't want him to think that it's her that's taking drugs, and if he sees him kicking the door in, he'll cancel the room. The poor woman's fucking petrified. What's happened? Nothing. If he dragged the police up and told them what was going on, by law, even I know that they should have come and done something, or even interviewed that woman and said, who is it, just to confirm who these people are. Because by right, it's burglary. And intimidation.
It's trespass. It's
they've no right. A, they've got no right to be in the building. B,
they've got no right to
they do it all the time, and Mac knows, the man, he knows about it. He's been in touch with the police, and the police have said, yeah, we know him, because we all know who it is. We'll have a word. And like I said today, he said, oh yeah, when I told him, he said, oh yeah, I've got a reference number for the police about this. I said, it's not that. I said, the poor woman's fucking terrified. She walks in a room, they're there. Or if it's weekend or something, she sat there, they knock on the door, or they don't knock on it, just let them sit in and walk in.
May I say, I mean, when you complained to Brighton Hove City Council about it, you were saying, oh gosh, that sounds terrible, we really must get you out of there.
No, when I
sorry, can I finish? My concern is that they don't think, gosh, this place is really horrible, we must do something about it.
They know it is.
There's too many people on Brighton.
The 2 people that came here from the council, when I started having to go, she said, yes, we know all about this place. I went, right, fine. She said, we'll get you out as quick as possible.
But why don't they do something about the place?
From that day to this, which was the 1st of March this year, from that day up until last week, I hadn't even heard a word back from them. The next day I got called, the 2nd of March, I got called in by Martin Grulch, who was the head of social services. And I had to go at him at the fact I was disgusted, the fact that he put me in here, and in 14 months he's not even bothered
to pick up the phone.
Send me a letter to say, welcome to fucking Grand Parade, or this is your accommodation, and whatever. Never been in touch. When I had the interview with him, I told him I was suicidal and what was going on in here, and even when I shown him the phone with the blood of the wall that happened the night before, he didn't even take the phone off me to look at it, because they know what goes on here. This place is notorious.
But they don't care, do they?
They don't care. And because I hadn't heard anything, when I went down the other week about this £100 thing, all the woman on the phone said, oh yes, that's right, I remember you coming down here when you first went in. It's better coming from us if we had a word with the landlord. I went, well, the point is, you're paying £10 top up, which you get nothing for anyway. And the head of social service, Martin Grulch, or Grinch, whatever his name is, I said, well, come on, you must get something, gas. I went, no, you have to buy your electric cars, there is no gas, you don't supply anything, you don't supply hot water, anything you want you have to pay for.
Toilet roll.
You don't get a toilet roll, you don't even get, well...
A clean toilet.
Yeah.
And that's if you can get into the toilet.
When I first moved in, right, my cooker didn't work, hob didn't work, my fridge didn't work, they had to fix all of that, yeah. Well, Matt fixed it. When I moved in, there was a syringe in the cupboard, yeah, and they should have cleaned the whole room out before I moved into the place in the first place. And you've seen my room now, you've seen the ceilings like crumbling down the wall.
Yeah.
People shouldn't have to live in those conditions, and I think they're milking it too. I think they're taking money out of us, and we shouldn't be paying it.
Unfortunately, the manager here, who I can't tag off, he is in such a predicament. There used to be night staff here.
So why?
He was in the day. Now that there's no night staff, that man has to work day and is being forced to do late nights as well, like he is tonight. He never
Because
the
otherwise...
first 15 months that I was here, would come in at 9 o'clock in the morning, he'd go home at 5. Now he has to do 9 to 5, then he's back at 8 till 12 because of all the fucking aggravation that goes on in
But
here.
8 till...
And they won't pay for fucking night staff here anymore. The old guy that used to do it, which has got most of my information from,
Is there a...
he was 86.
Do you think there's any way that nobody wants to do it? Is that the problem? Or they just don't want to pay them?
Well, no, because he's having to do all these hours and he's getting no extra for it.
But is he working through the night?
No, nobody works through the night.
So in other words, who's here to supervise
Nobody.
this place
No one.
at night?
Nobody. Or at weekends. Nobody at weekends. Nobody during the day. Saturdays and Sundays. The fucking fire alarm is a nightmare.
Always goes off, that does.
It is constantly fucking going off. If it goes off the weekend, people don't get up and go out in it. Just sit there. And it can go on for 4 or 5 fucking hours. Half the time you got to
Because
turn it off,
nobody
there's
calls
no
the
key.
fire
And
brigade.
people are waiting for their gyros. They're
Oh,
waiting for
yeah,
their
people waiting for the
mail.
post and gyros on a Saturday.
They can't
Nobody
get
here.
it because there's nobody here to give it to them.
The guy that comes in on
it's
a
all
Saturday
put in
night.
a locked box
And there's a lot of people
through the
on
letterbox,
Brighton,
so
they've
you
got
can't
key-
get to the mail.
There's ex-residents that got key fobs here. Me and last night, people were trying to get in behind us, weren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
2 people, ex-residents got key fobs here, so you can't cancel these ones. So people don't even live here have got key fobs.
Well, this is
Yeah,
the
that's
point.
how, that's
But
what
that's
you're
how-
going through downstairs.
That's how that got...
That's a security reason. That's why there should be someone on 24/7, really.
But the point is, you're expecting your gyro on a Saturday. There used to be the old guy here, who's now been put in a home. They couldn't even get rid of him, because he'd been here that long. And he was 86. And because his legs went bad, that's the only reason they put him in a home, because they couldn't sack him, because they couldn't get rid of him. That is why they couldn't even sell the building, because he was a sitting tenant and he worked for them. He used to do 7 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock in the morning. You get the post and everything. But he was here 24... I mean, I felt sorry for him because he was...
He was
wasn't
working...
getting paid for it, but they were knocking on his door 24/7. He was available. This is how I know the woman lives in America and her husband died and all.
You see, the way I think about a place like this is you've got so many people with mental health problems, with substance misuse problems. It should be like a care home.
Right. Also,
Like a care
this the
home is
thing
run.
That surprised me.
I
I
said
found out.
last night in here.
I know you did,
No,
bro.
I'll show you the proof, didn't
I
I?
know.
When people are sent here from the council, all Mac, the manager, gets here is a phone call saying, "Oh right, so-and-so, we're sending Mr. So-and-so up today, or Miss So-and-so." Fine. And that is all he is told. He's not told whether they've got problems, whether they come out of jail, whether they just murdered somebody, nothing. He knows absolutely nothing
They could be
about
rapists
anyone.
or anyone.
And
They
there
could
have
be
been
raped and
murders
murdered.
in
Because
this
I have
building.
been told,
There have been murders in
I
this
got down
building.
and told them about people in here.
They could be rapists or anything.
It doesn't matter. All he knows is the name. Not even where they've come from.
And the locks on the doors aren't particularly good, so
Well,
if
you're
you've
one-
got a
you're
rapist
one
wandering
to
around
show-
the,
Yeah,
key.
yeah.
the
My look
flat...
got done
Irrelevant
yesterday.
to them. The people, the foreign people that own this, I think, I don't know whether the European, put it that way, Greek, I think, I don't know. They are making fucking fortunes out of this.
Abundance.
32 people in this, 32 letting rooms in this place.
35 actually.
There's 32 letting rooms.
Is there? Sorry.
I've checked all my facts.
Matt told me 35.
There's 35 rooms, 32 letting rooms.
Okay. Okay.
On average, £250 a week. You work that out.
How can it be so much?
Because it works out at £28 a night.
But one would think, right, one would think, if a somewhere is going to call itself a homeless hostel, and there's no doubt that this is a homeless hostel, one would think that you would put something back into the care of the tenants.
That's
Yeah.
where you're wrong. Because it is not classed as a homeless hostel. It is not classed as a hostel in any way, shape or form.
So what is
It
it?
is classed as emergency accommodation.
Temporary, yeah.
Temporary emergency accommodation. No hostel title, no nothing. And that's how they get around it.
I got told I'd be...
So they're not- they-
Classed as a hostel, it has to abide by certain rules.
And what about the fact that, is there any way that so they don't claim charitable status, even?
No.
I got told I'd be here for about 4 to 5 days. I've been here for over a month now.
Yes.
You think yourself lucky?
'Cause they
I
said-
got told I was only be here for a few weeks.
Yeah, I know.
I've been here
I
nearly
feel
2
sorry for
years.
you.
So the council are
And because I
basically...
complained 2 weeks ago, with that Martin grudge and I went down about the £100. I said also, I've never received a thing since March when I filled out my home move application and all this. Fuck me, the next day I get me homeless home move thing forbidden for flats. The next day. Same day, well, typical, Martin grudge from me. Oh hello, I believe you left me your number to call you because you wanted a word. I went, well yeah, I had an interview with you in March and you've not even sent me a letter saying thank you for attending the meeting in March. Sorry that you had to wait 14 months before that for me to get in touch. You've not even acknowledged the fact that I even went to a fucking meeting with you and you said you were going to do this, that and that. Alright, oh yeah, they told me that you filled your home move in. What state is it to give you and all this? So I told him. He went, oh really? Oh, well I'll send you the form out, medical form, get your doctor to fill it in, and I'll see what we can do about your banding. I said, well I've got an appointment next Tuesday, meaning today, with my doctor. Oh, I'll get it in the post today, make sure you got it well, plenty of time. No fucking letter, no form, no nothing. Out of sight, out of mind. Bollocks.
Can we end the interview there, please?
Yeah, cool.
I could go on. You've no idea.
We've got a couple of other people to go and see.
The fucking police are